morning and welcome to the channel. You join me today on a nice warm winter's morning, early February, and I've picked a swim where I know there's some barbel, and what I'm going to do today is try and catch them on maggot feeder. Should be an interesting day. The river's dropped down quite well after being, flooded for most of the winter. This is the lowest it's been for quite a while, and it's a nice colour today. So I think the maggot feeder will catch me some fish. The water's around 8 degrees, I took that temperature, and the air temperature's really warm, probably 15 degrees. So really they are the perfect conditions to catch a few fish in winter. I'm approaching today is just a straightforward maggot feeder. I'm using a Camazon black cap. I've got a couple of sizes here. I'm starting off with the big feeder, the 3-hole, big size. Just a bunch of maggots on a 12 hook. She'll put in some quick casts to start, and then it'll be a bit of a waiting game, I think. But I'm pretty confident I will catch some barbel today, maybe a few big chub as well. Already had half a dozen bait up casts, so some bait out there. There's 4 maggots on the hook. Like I say, 3-hole Camazon black cap. Playing a little bit of a bow out there, fishing 100-gram feeder today, so it's just over 3 ounces. That's holding about a third of the way out in the river. Like I say, the Severn has dropped, but it's still got a lot of flow on it. I'll start off with like 5-minute casts with this. As I say, I've put half a dozen bait ups in already, 50-50 mix emp and maggot. What you'll see I'm doing today, I've got me tackle adjusted, so I am facing slightly downstream. Now this hole, it's quite easy because the way the contours of the bank are, you'd naturally set yourself up in that way from the way this swim is. But when I feed a fish, I always like to have the box, my seating position, adjusted so I'm slightly downstream, and always have the rod pointed slightly downstream as well. That's a 45-degree angle. Now the reason I do that is when I pay a bow into the line, it does reduce the amount of lead that I need to hold bottom. So it's a really useful tip, that, especially if the river's going through quick and you're finding yourself having to use quite a lot of lead to hold bottom. Chub, a little bit bigger than the last one, probably £1.5 that fish. Right, let's talk about terminal tackle. We're starting off with the hook. There's a couple of types I like to use for barbel fishing, chub fishing. The ever reliable Camazon animal. Carry these in sizes 10 through to 18 in the spade end barbed. I've used those for years, and yeah, they are pretty good for maggot feeder fishing. More recently I moved over to these browning beasts. They're a slightly finer gauge hook, and they have been really good. I understand they've stopped doing these now in the UK, but as I say, it's a bit of a pity because they are good. And the one I'm using today is the B911X, which is a barbless hook. It's a really powerful pattern, that. Let's carry that from size 12 through to 16. I quite like using a barbless hook. I've never lost barbel because of that. In fact, sometimes I think you get a deeper hook hole with a barbless. As I say, I've used Powerline, used it for as long as I can remember now, and it's never let me down. The only thing you have to bear in mind, it's slightly overstated. So if it's, well, understated actually. So if it says 021 like this one, it's probably more like 022, 023. So just bear that in mind. But that 021 tied to a 12, that'll subdue anything I'm likely to hook today. Feeder wise, I've never found a feeder better than the Gamazon black caps. Now what I do, I add on weights. I can either use dead cow weights, that one there's a 30 gram with 1.5 ounce lead, or you can use weights that are actually designed to fit onto that feeder. These ones I carry from 60 gram through to 150 gram, and they fit perfectly on the 3-hole black cap. All you have to do is remove the lead it comes with, and these have got the legs on to fit perfectly through the holes of the feeder, so it doesn't compromise that feeder at all. That's great. And as I say, from 60 gram through to 150 gram, that covers for 99% of my block end feeder fishing. Smaller feeders, got smaller weights engineered to fit the 2-hole feeders, and again I carry them up to 120 grams for the small feeder. Today I'm using 2.5 and 3 ounces. So we've covered the hooks. I'll just show you the reel I'm using. So it's a big reel, lots of cranking power in this, probably 9 or 10 ball bearings, loaded with 8-pound Maxima. The rod as well is a powerful feeder rod. It's Free Spirit 13 foot. This is the power one, which is great for barbel. It's great for chucking heavy feeders, and it doesn't compress over like some models. So the tip bends when you've got the rod in the rest with an heavy feeder on and the flow pressing against it. You don't want the rod completely compressed in the rest, so this is quite good for that. Now the sun's gone in. I am expecting now to start getting some more bites, maybe the barbel. It was very bright earlier on, now it's like going quite murky. That one. Chub. Make a bit bigger now. Yeah. Nice barbel there. Maybe 7 or 8, 6 poundish. Beautiful fish. It's been perfect. Nice job. Repairing that one. beautiful big chub to finish on. So I've ended up with I think it's 6 or 7 chub and that barbel as well. It's a beautiful fish to end on. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more match winning tips.